Okay, so next for justice, and justice astrologically is Libra, which is, about balance and fairness. So the reason that I chose this justice card is mainly because I wanted to kind of show the darker side of justice in the way that it's kind of that, like, what happens when we take justice into our own hands, right? And the flip side of, like, being fair and just is sort of that idea of like vengeance or like revenge, you know? Sometimes that is not the best way to go about things, even though it feels right in the moment. That sort of thing is probably going to have consequences and repercussions, right? Because what if it turns out that you're wrong? Or what if it turns out that you made a mistake, or you didn't have all of the information needed when you were feeling, that sort of emotion of being really angry about something, and it wasn't actually what you thought it was. And then sometimes it's too late. Like, you've already taken the matter into your own hands instead of letting it play out. In society, we have, the court. Courts are designed to hopefully, enact fair and just rulings, and we all know that sometimes they're not. So for me, the justice card is kind of like the idea of societal justice, and then the wheel card for me is more about like universal karma, if that makes sense. So justice for me is more on a human level, and the wheel is kind of more about what we put out in the world, we kind of get back in karma, where justice is kind of the thing of like what goes around comes around. So how you treat people, in your daily life is going to sort of affect your own sort of universal karma, but also it could have consequences in the here and now where we physically live, right? So for me, that's kind of the justice card. And let's see, did I say the keywords? The keywords that I chose for justice are consequence or consequences, accountable or accountability, and truth. So yeah, so it's just that reminder that we have to be accountable for our own actions, right? Whether our actions are good or bad are going to have consequences, and we have to be accountable for whatever those outcomes are. And that is how that's how we grow, and that's how we become better and how we learn. So in this card, I know it's kind of like an intense card, but it's just a reminder to sort of, sometimes we need to just maybe sit back and make sure we have all of the facts before we proceed with any sort of, mad feeling, or maybe sort of getting our, exacting our revenge, right? Because sometimes that can backfire and blow up in her face. Or sometimes the son of a bitch just deserves it, right? But I'm not promoting violence. Never be violent. But I'm just saying, sometimes we really feel like people are not getting the consequences they deserve. But I mean, that's up to the universe, I guess, to take care of that. We don't have to deal with it personally ourselves. Okay, that's all I have to say about justice.